Adam Christ from MyMMAnews.com, and I am being joined by Omar Kellom, who has a big title fight coming up in just a couple days. He's taking on Josh Ugalde for the Maverick vacant lightweight strap. It's going down on August 6th. Like I said, just a couple days away. Before we get into it, I got to thank my guest for joining me. Omar, it's our first time talking. It was a little bit of a struggle to make it happen, but we got it done, brother. Thank you for joining me on this evening.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate, like I said, your perseverance and your resiliency. Just keep trying. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, like I said, you got a big title fight to talk about, man, and it's my pleasure to talk about it. So it's been quite a bit since you've been in the cage last. You had quite a little bit of a layoff. So first things first, I got to know why with the layoff?
It's just I don't know. Life happens. You know how that go. Sometimes I got what I wanted at that point. I was fulfilled with that belt at that moment. I had a lot going on too in my life, and I think that I needed that break. I needed that mental break. Sometimes the physical don't eat with the mental. I needed
Understandable.
a break.
Understandable.
I felt like Peyton Manning at the time. Now I feel like Tom Brady coming back.
I was going to say, considering the layoff, man, how fresh do you feel coming back? Because some people, they might think ring rust with the long layoff, but it can be so beneficial in so many facets for so many different people. So I'm curious, how was your experience with the time off, considering we're just a couple days out? How are you feeling?
At the age I'm at, physically it's hard as hell. It's hard as hell. But mentally, it was a blessing. Mentally, it was a blessing. I got a different outlook on it now than I did when beforehand, and I'm more prone to knowing that I want to do. I got a better mental chase on it than I usually would. Basically, I'm old as bricks, man. I ain't gonna explain it too much of it, but you already know ring rust ain't even the worst of it. It's just waking up the next morning after the events, and certain type of workouts. But we here.
So I want to talk a little bit about the mental maturation, if you will. Like you said, it's a different mental aspect, like you said, going into this fight. Where did that change from previous to now? What happened? I mean, obviously, I'm not asking for too much of your personal life, but what exactly changed in the mental aspect of things?
Back in March, originally when I first started fighting, my father had passed in 2014. They gave me the fight and fire to want to give it a shot. Then I had Paul Matrosella, who was running the fights at that time in the area promoting them. So it was easy to get easy access to try and to do a dream I had. We shared with my pop. Now, 8 years later, my stepfather, who was another big integral part of my life, he passed away in March. And it's weird because my dad was shot in March. My biological dad was shot in March, and he died from the wounds in April of 14, and then my stepfather died in this past March. So it's just like the relevance is so crazy. And then now after 3 years, I feel like there's a little bit of fire that was lit up. I don't know if it was just per se that, but realistically, I think that definitely has something to do with it. I think I want to fight for their legacy. I think at times. So.
That has to add any kind of fuel to anybody's fire, man. What kind of motivation does that bring out of somebody that's already a primed, ready, and geared athlete?
It puts that pain inside of my chest, and it just makes you want to go harder. A lot of people don't realize how hard it is to go out there and be mental, but sometimes shit like that really, really puts you in a different perspective. Like I said, mentally, I don't want to put myself in a position not to be ready, but mentally now I'm going to put myself in a position where my physicality equals out. The cardio is there, and my heart is always going to be to entertain people. But now my heart is trying to make sure I don't let them down. I want to make sure they're, they're proud of me. So it's different. Yeah. It's a different mindset.
Of course. It's interesting you talk about the mental aspect of things because the general fans, I don't think, fully understand when two primed athletes and their physicalities, like they're at their peak, they're at it almost equivalent strengths, and they balance each other out. Most times, that mental edge, that little bit of mental, it plays so much more of a facet in any fight than what most people would give credit for. So hearing you focus on that and talk about that, I can get a sense of resilience, a sense of a fire in that. So I can respect that, man. I really can.
Yeah, man. It's like we amateur fighters, so like I was just talking to Steve Bird from Maverick. I've grown to really like him, and him personally, he's a good man. He's done well for his promotional team, and et cetera, et cetera. And I just told him a couple minutes ago. Sometimes it's deeper than the fighter And a fighter is more than just a fight. It's the fight within. I fight for my kids. I want them to see that when I tell you to go work harder, just you need to do this to get to that level. A plus B equals C. Sometimes I exhibit it naturally by physical work, by exampling. I don't want to get up and do this. I'm hurting the next morning. I'm still grinding. I still got to work. I still got to make sure that food is on the table. I make sure that they're good, and I still got to do this extra stuff. Plus, make sure that they're where they need to be. So I think that, with that said, I think that the fight really starts at home. It starts in the mind, and it starts with the body before you even get to the cage. And I really think his resilience too, his card. That means more. Like I said, I'm playing for my kids, my family, and my friends who mean the world to me.
Yeah.
I want these people who drink beer and drink liquor, or whatever they drink, or whatever they like to do when they come to the cages, to really be able to have a good time. And I just hope that I'm weird because when I'm out there, you think I'm a cocky fucker, and then when you get to know me, you're like, oh, this is really dope. It's just I just want everybody to win, except for my opponent.
But isn't that a part of the game, right? I mean, you kind of have to. You put yourself out there. You have to market yourself. You have to. It's not a front. It's not a character. It's not a facade. It is you being you. But it's you. It's you almost putting your best self out there under the lights. And I fully get that. I can respect that because you're not ashamed to show that side of you in either side of it, in the conversation we're having right now, or the little flashy side once the lights drop down on you. I get it.
It's like alter ego. Beyonce got her Sasha. Other people got their alter egos. People, we got alter egos, man. I go from Omar to Omarvelous, aka Bloodbath. I already want to call me tomorrow, Friday or Saturday, whatever the hell. But like I said, we're amateurs, so we don't have nothing else really to push with our own image and our own fire and our own, I mean? Like, we're not looking at Dana White for a contract. Some of us, the younger fellas, yeah, but me, I got a career, I got a pension involved. I know I got to wake up to a Monday morning. I'm here to have fun, to push myself to the max, and let like I said, the kids I deal with see that, there's nothing that ain't obtainable. You know what I mean? And anybody I fight for promotional wise, I just want them to be like, damn, we got to get him back. I mean, I don't know if I'm coming back to Maverick after this one, but, but wherever I'm at, I would love for them to want me back. Not need me back, but want me back. You feel me?
Now, you talking about just the age disparity, saying like you're up there, you're not looking at Dana White for a contract. You're here to have fun. A lot of the younger guys in this sport, they put so much pressure on the amateur fights, the part where you're supposed to be learning. Do you think that kind of almost gives you a little bit of a mental edge because you're not putting that much strenuous and that much pressure on yourself?
It could be one of it could be one of each. It can either be a really good gainer for me, or it can be really deterrent for me, because some of those kids got so much on the line they can't afford to lose. They can't afford to setback. They can't afford to miss a practice. They can't afford to miss a workout. You understand what I'm saying? They can't afford to miss a day of cutting weight down and being disciplined. Me, I could be half-ass disciplined and not give two means, and it just be like, well, it is what it is up until the week of. You feel me? So it could be good or it could be bad. Now, some people mentally can't. They're gonna blow up. They're overloading, you know what I mean? But it depends on who you're fighting and how they respond to their own pressure, and because pressure plus pipes, but diamonds built off pressures too. So it depends. Some pressure turns into diamonds, and some is just busting pipes. I'm just trying to keep that cardio intact. I'll bust all these shit out. I don't give if it's diamonds, pressure, pipes, whatever. That's, so that's just being real, But yeah, you'll find out after they get hit once or twice, what type of pressure they're doing with them, because their mentality's going to change. You know what I mean? It's going to differentiate from what you think they're going to do, because everybody got a game plan. Mike Tyson said the best thing, push them out. So you'll find out if they got to go all in or they got to sit back and settle. I fought Ben Mosier forever ago now, and he was probably the most calm fighter I've ever fought. Love him to death. He's a great person. You already know how I feel about Ben. But when I fought him, I was trying to give him everything that the house brought: kitchens, sinks, couches, rooms, doors. You know what I mean? And he just sat composed, and he ended up getting the better end of that deal. So sometimes that works.
You know what cracks me up about Ben Moser too is, as calm and composed as he is, you give him his choice of music, and it's going to be the heaviest like
Right.
death metal that you can ever fathom. It's an interesting look, that Ben Moser. I like that kid a lot. He's really really cool.
He's amazing. The two out of, I mean, not that it matters or not, but the two dudes that I fought that I have the most utmost respect for is James Fitzpatrick, and Ben Mosier. Period.
Yeah.
And it's weird because to this day I reach out to them at certain times about what's the game strategy I should have, our game plan. What should I go? What angle should I go? When I fought you, what did I do wrong? You know, because those are JIT guys. You know, JIT is my downfall. So I fucking hit Ben Mosier, I hit Fitzpatrick up. I'm like, yo, what should I do here? What did I do wrong when I fought you? Like, what wrong? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and they're not Brett Favre. They're more like Tom Brady. They'll help. You know, they don't care about the, you know, telling me what I did wrong or right. They know we're not fighting again, so they let me know. And,
hey man, a wise man. You're picking their brain. I get it. I fully support it. Before we get into this bout, I want to talk about the last one. Your last bout was for another title opportunity at a slightly higher weight class, and it's not because of your own fault. It was because your opponent missed weight. You made weight. You were professional, even in an amateur fight. And you made, and you made the weight, right? So still take the fight, given your opponent missed weight, and you come out with the strap. So how does it feel? How does it feel?
I fought Luisa Rivera. I remember her very well. Yeah.
So my question is, what does it do for your confidence and your motivation fighting for titles, even though it's been a little bit of time in between, but back-to-back titles?
That one was different because it was personal. Everything about that was personal with her. She was very disrespectful, very ignorant, and she didn't respect not only the fight but the opportunity and any opponent she was fighting. And she took everything for granted. So it was different. It was personal as hell. This one, he won't even build personality with it. He's bland. He has no personality. So they're two different type of fights. One, he's just walking in like he thinks he has a silver spoon and a game plan for the win no matter what, because he's a prize kid from his club fighting me. And I keep it real. I think Willie, it's really one of Willie's prized possessions. So he's different. He's coming in not like showing cocky, but like inside cocky. Like, oh, I know what I gotta do to win this fight. I'm gonna go eat my punk ass pizza and with my strap. Like, you're Ninja Turtle or something, Donatello or Raphael or some goopy shit. Like, you get a slice of pizza, but you're gonna take that with you and leave that bun at home. So, but yeah. So he's different. He's an arrogant little dude, but he's not disrespectful. But he has that nonchalant, like, I'm just eating my pizza and wear my belt. So that personally irritates me. But Luisa Rivera, she was very, very different. And she called up my friend Kyle before that fight. She was just, she's just the worst. Yeah.
I love how you're hitting with the she and the
she coming at me now again. When she saw us fight, she 3 years later reaching out and want to fight again. I told Louisa, get a win under your belt. We'll see what happens. Cause I don't have a problem with fighting Luisa Rivera in the future. For the record, she is a female. She's a male, but she acts like a female. So at the end of the day, I won't give her too much airway. But yeah, that opportunity will come again for her if she wins the fight. But it was different. That belt was mine. It was mine from the day that she decided to be disrespectful. And I think this fight is getting a little closer too now because of, I feel like Willie don't really respect me as a fighter. I don't even get I get no perks. I didn't ask for travel expenses. I didn't ask for a hotel stay. I asked for 3 little tickets for my kids to kind of watch me fight, and that's a problem. I ain't never heard no shit like that. So this is from his standpoint. I feel like I'm getting disrespected. So that's his fighter. So now his fighter's gonna take that shit, that baggage with him.
So does that put a little extra motivation in your back pocket to not only hand Josh his first loss, because undefeated 2-0 right now, but to also kind of maybe stick it a little bit to the promotion of itself?
To the Vince McMahon of this shit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Dana White, that shit. Yeah, this what you wanted. This is your guy. Yeah, absolutely. I ain't gonna lie, man. I told you, I'm doing this shit for my kids. If you tell me that you can't give me 3 tickets, that's irritating, man. I take everything personal as personal, and that's one of them. I don't like that at all. So it's not disrespectfully personal from the fighter, because your allegiance is to that man. Now you gonna get what he, man. You gonna get all of that.
Mm. So how do you feasibly see this bout playing out from start to end? Let's paint a picture. Round one, ding ding, hit me with it.
Oh, he's gonna throw 2 punches in the air and he's gonna try to take me down. The whole fight's gonna be a takedown match. He wants to wrestle me. He wants to win the match by exerting my cardio. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk about the record of the reality of the past, but you already know where we're getting at with that.
Mm.
Blow the tire out and there'll be no spare. That's his idea, So, we gotta poison pace ourselves. We gotta be 10 steps ahead of the bullshit takedown. Because he's not gonna in his right mind, he ain't built enough, he ain't smart enough to ever take shots from me and stand there. He won't. He ain't stupid. The verdict is out. He don't want to stand up. I mean, his last fight against Kyle from TriStem MMA, he threw 2 punches. It was all a takedown game. And the other dude he fought was greener than green. So I mean, he ain't. I wish for the fans' sake, for my sake, for your sake, for our sake, I wish to God he stands up and starts throwing some punches and count. How you say, I throw him, you throw him back, relay punches back and forth with
Tit
me.
for tat.
Yeah, why not? Throw them hands up. Fuck that, man. Throw them hands. Let's see what we got. Let them fly. Let them rip. Let them fly. He ain't doing that though. But from first start to finish, he wants to take down. He wants to grind the takedown out. Maybe go to a grappling position from there. Work the rounds. Look for a submission. Win the fight.
How do you spoil the party and become the new Maverick vacant lightweight champion?
Poise and pace. Slow, steady wins the race. The opportunity comes, take it. Other than that, play poise and pace. Poise and pace, man. It's a different ball game. Poise and pace. If I do what I can do best, I should be the best at the end of the day. I gotta fight my fight, knowing what he's trying to attempt to do. But I can't fight his fight.
Do you have a bold prediction? And are you thinking a stoppage by chance?
I pray to God it's a stoppage, man. That'd be it. You see that spot? You see that? That'd be it. But I would love to see the fight stop at any point on my favor. I'd love to see you hit him and turn into another bloodbath. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see it for the fans' sake. I'd love to see it for my sake, for Steve Bird's sake, not Willie's, but Steve Bird's sake. Yeah, because he match made it. You know what I mean? And I know that. You ever see the fight with Bivol and Canelo Alvarez? Bivol?
Boxing, I know. I don't pay attention that much to the boxing these days.
The point is this: that Canelo Alvarez was 100% winner prior to the fight. No one in the world gave Bivol a chance. It was a fight for Canelo to keep stepping up and be the pound-for-pound best. Bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And Bivol just said this: I'm going to win the fight. And if I have that mindset that I'm the best fighter out there and that everything's stacked against me, the outcome should be what it should be, which is me the champ. You know what I mean?
I love it.
I don't believe that I'm less than anybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like in life, and fighting, and parenting, and driving a vehicle, and anything, I feel like I'm going to always be the best if I want to be the best. So that's the mentality I got. The problem is, like I said, I can't get into my own head.
Understandable.
I got to stay to the script. When I fought Fitzpatrick, I had a game plan. It worked out. And then I saw something and I tried to aim for something that wasn't there. And next thing I ended up in his strategy, right? His guard. And you can't do stuff like that. One mistake will take you out of a match.
Well, Omar, I appreciate you taking the time, man. I look forward to seeing the fight, and I can't wait to see if you're going to be able to spoil the show and see how it goes down in just a couple days on August 6th. I look forward to it, man, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you again. Thank you for, you guys always covering, not only me, but other people who do this. I really thank you, man. But here's the deal. The bold prediction is that, second round knockout, hopefully. First round fucking stoppage, whatever. I don't care, but let's get it done. Let's get it done. And afterwards, I'm gonna talk some shit. So you guys are ready to record what's gonna happen after the fight. If I win, I'm gonna talk so much shit. And I'm calling out Louisa Rivera right in front of everybody.
You heard it there. For Omar Kellom, I'm Adam Christ. Make sure you keep a lock to MyMMAnews.com for all your fight news needs.